Hey everybody, and welcome to Bits of Board, where we're talking board games, miniatures, cards, and dice. My name's Michael, and today we continue on our journey through Kingdom Death Monsters campaign. We are in a Lantern Year 24, inching closer and closer to our Lantern Year 30 finale, if we make it. I believe in us, don't worry, I believe in us. Today's episode is going to be a face-to-face. We're going to go off and hunt a screaming antelope. Now, having already edited this one through, I can tell you what, you guys are in for a comedy of errors here. I've stitched it up nicely, but just go into it knowing that it's not going to be the smoothest ride we've had for a while. Other than that, I can promise it'll be entertaining, at least, I hope. Anyway, stuff it, let's just get straight in. Alright guys, here we are with our final two endeavors left, and I know just how we're going to spend them. We're going to head over to the Pulse Discovery's lantern research side of things. This is a part of our exhausted lantern hoard here, and we're going to cash both of these guys in, right? So they're gone, and we are going to research. So once per lantern year, we may spend 2 bone, 2 hide, and 2 organ to research. And if we do, we gain the next level of lantern research. Currently, we just have that level 1 aggression overload. That's the thing that allows us to roll an additional attack, or the person with the death dice can roll an additional attack. But we want to bump that up to level 2 acceleration, and we can add 1d10 movement to a move action. Now, firstly, this is going to cost us all of those resources. So I've got here 2 of our bones that I've taken from settlement storage and 2 organs, but that leaves a couple of hide, which we don't have in their basic form. So, controversial decision here. We're going to send off 2 of our remaining leather to make this work. Now, the reason I'm pushing for this is because we know the antelope, it can move about ferociously. And sometimes it's just near impossible to catch him. That's why we are going to enlist the aid of the death dice so we can hopefully keep up. All right, that is it for our survivors in the settlement phase. It's time to head off, prepare our departing survivors. So let's go off and do that. All right, first survivor out of the gates, we have Ceres. I still want to work on her bow specialization a little bit. We're only 3 points away from mastery, but I also don't want to leave her out of action as far as some close combat stuff comes in. So she's got the full set of screaming armor, which gives her the skewer ability, which we may use. It combos very nicely with the spear, and we do happen to have one of those in the gear grid. On top of that, she's got her bow specialization that allows her to re-roll any misses once. Very nice. And then we've got her fighting arts. Combo master, which is always a treat. On a perfect hit, make 1 additional attack roll. Tumble, which gives a 50% chance of dodging any collision with monsters. Super useful against the screaming antelope. And then we have the berserker fighting art. Once per showdown, you may spend your activation to suffer bash and the severe brain trauma. So basically you knock yourself over, but from then on out, you gain extra speed and you get to ignore slow on melee weapons. It's pretty cool. We might see it in action today. We'll see how desperate we get, because when we use it, I don't think we can use survival. Now, it's not all good news. She's, of course, got a couple of disorders. We have traumatized. Whenever you end your act adjacent to a monster, you are knocked down. The good news is we have both the bow and the finger of God, which allow us to hit from a distance. We never have to be adjacent to the monster to land a hit. We have prey here. You may not spend survival unless you're insane, and luckily for us, she's got departing. We'll have 10 insanity, but that'll boost up by 3 on arrival. And then we have the quixotic disorder, which will grant us, as long as we're insane, +1 survival and +1 strength token here. Now, there's some pretty cool stuff going on the gear grid here. As you can see, screaming horns, we've got the bow, we've got the clawhead arrow, that's great. But with the arc bow here, we've actually got +2 range, thanks to our connected green and red affinities and a blue affinity over here. And as long as we have one of each of those affinities, we're actually going to gain a boost thanks to our finger of God. As long as you have 5 or more survival, which we do, we gain +1 accuracy and +1 strength. And that is not tied specifically to the Finger of God weapons. So it's going to help us out with the arc bow. Yeah, so I think this will do very nicely for her. Next up we have Eva. Now she's retired because she is both fully blind and deaf, but thanks to our story event last Lantern Year, we are able to send her out on another hunt. This is going to be mad fun for her. She's got plenty going on, and despite the minus however many accuracies she's suffered, she's still sitting on El Zilcho accuracy, which means no bonuses, but also no detrimental effects to the accuracy here. As you can see, we are all on the offensive here. We have the White Lion armor, which while it doesn't provide heaps of armor, up to 3 points per location, it does give us a couple of boosts when we're attacking with daggers and katars. Now, we don't have any katars, but we do have a dagger in the gear grid, which we're going to be using with the blood paint here. So our Cat Fang knife has a base value of 3, but it's going to boost up to 4. We're going to get added strength. It's going to be brilliant. More on that in just a sec, though. For starters, she's got some pretty decent fighting arts. We have the Rhythm Chaser fighting art, which, as long as we don't have any heavy gear in the gear grid, would gain us +1 evasion. But we do have that White Lion armor in there, so unfortunately we don't gain the bonuses to that one there. Same sort of deal, we have the Monster Claw style fighting art, which would boost our fist and tooth abilities. Unfortunately, I don't think we're going to be using that, so another fighting art gone unused. That's okay, we do have the Red Fist fighting art, which grants Eva +1 strength, and all of the other survivors a +1 strength token as well, which is amazing. Not only that, survivors may use their strength tokens in place of survival. Now she's got the Fist and Tooth Mastery and Specialization. The Mastery just gave her a few boosts to her base stats, which is, you know, a reason why she is still so strong. But the Fist and Tooth Specialization, it extends to all survivors, and they may stand if knocked down at the start of the monster's turn or the start of the survivor's turn. Now she too has the Quixotic Disorder, which will give her a +1 survival and another strength token. We've got Weak Spot, which means she's not allowed to depart unless she has armor at the chest location for her. Very good. And she has Coprolalia as well, which makes all of her gear noisy, and she's always considered a threat unless she's knocked down. Now, as far as her gear grid goes, the White Lion boots here, they grant her +1 to her movement, bringing her up to 7 points of movement. She's going to be very agile through this game. What else have we got? We've got our affinities on the scrap sword over here. So we've got our blue affinity and 2 red affinities floating around, which gain us the deadly ability on that sword, which acts as though it has +1 luck. So it means we can score a few more critical hits throughout. The Cat Fang knife over here, on a perfect hit, gain +1 strength token, and when you're knocked down, remove all of your +1 strength tokens. Hopefully that doesn't extend to our Quixotic and other things, but it may. Ooh, that's a spooky one. Anyway, we have Blood Paint over here, which allows us to spend our activation not just on one weapon, but the weapon to the left and the right of it in the gear grid, which means every round we're going to be able to attack with both the Cat Fang knife and the Scrap Sword. Brilliant. Now she's got a couple of other abilities floating around. There's not heaps that's going to be super useful to us today. I guess the one that we will see in action is her Sweet Battle ability, which grants her a free surge every round. She's going to be our #1 aggressor today. Let's just hope she can take a couple of wounds without taking herself to the grave. All right, our next survivor is Dryleaf, who's heading on out with the leather armor, full set here. This is going to allow him to ignore bash. Very, very good indeed. Now, this is going to combo nicely with the Berserker fighting art. Once per showdown, you may spend your activation to suffer bash and the Frenzy Brain Trauma. This is pretty much going to mean free brain trauma. Love it. On top of that, he's got Combo Master, which gains, which will grant additional hits for every perfect hit we roll, and that's just going to work so nicely with the Zanbato if we can pull it off. This is a grand weapon, a two-handed weapon, and it's a beast with 6 strength. It hits pretty nicely. Its shining moment here is thanks to its red and green connected affinities. It gains devastating. Whenever you wound, inflict 1 additional wound. Love it. Now Dryleaf is going to be starting with the death dice today thanks to his final lantern. So hopefully me saying this now will be a cue for me to remember a little later on down the track. And our last survivor out of the gates is Dis. Now he is rocking a weapon mastery with the axe. Where is my card for that? Here we go. When an Axe Master wounds a monster with an axe at a location with a persistent injury, that wound becomes a critical wound. Amazing! We've also got the Axe Specialization. When attacking with an axe, if your wound attempt fails, you may ignore it and attempt to wound the selected hit location again. Both are so powerful for us today because we've got the dual Butcher's Cleavers, and aren't these things magical? Now, we've got the full set of Phoenix armor on here, which is going to be lovely for protection. It boosts us up to 5 points of armor at each location. Looking at it, what else have we got over here? Thanks to our Phoenix helm, if insane at the start of the showdown, gain a +1 evasion token. Lovely. On top of that, if insane, ignore the first hit each round and suffer 1 brain damage instead. With 10 brain damage, we are going to be insane for a little while, and actually I hope to keep that up because we need to be insane to use those Butcher's Cleavers. Still should be pretty cool. We've also got the first aid kit here, which grants all of our survivors on arrival +3 survival, and we gain the ability to remove bleeding tokens. All right. Now, topping it all off, we have the Combo Master fighting art over here as well. Any perfect hits we roll, we gain an additional attack. And of course, we have a Rhythm Chaser. If we didn't have that first aid kit, we would be able to pull that off and gain an additional +1 evasion token. Dang. Oh well, we very rarely make it out without some heavy stuff anyway. Now, he's got one more special ability. He has a sour death taste, which means he's allowed to encourage himself back up. So if he gets knocked down, he'll just encourage himself back on his feet, and to top it off, he'll gain a +1 strength token for doing so. Very cool ability indeed. Oh, probably wouldn't hurt to mention also, thanks to his insanity, we're going to gain +2 movement. Yeah, he's going to be running around like a crazy person with cleavers. All right. That's it for our survivors. Let's send them off on this hunt. Hopefully, we're not in for a super long one like our last antelope. Let's go. And so it begins. Let's lead out with Dryleaf to the carpet of ticks. The ground is covered with a carpet of huge writhing ticks. Each survivor must try to fend off the swarm. Roll 1d10 and add your hunt experience to the result. On a 6+, you successfully smash the ticks away in a shower of gore. Otherwise, on a roll result below 6, the ticks make you sick. Reduce your survival to 0. Roll 1d10 on a result of 8+, suffer -1 permanent strength. Yikes. Okie dokie, let's get our dice and get rolling. Actually, I'm not going to. All of our survivors have way more than 600 XP, so all of our survivors smash through those ticks. We get a free pass here. That is the best hunt start I think we've ever had, minus maybe one of those mask salesman ones. Anyway, to a random hunt event now. See what we get. That is going to be 84 there. Scribe's Book. A huge, ornately bound book lays open before the survivors. If the settlement has pictographs, any survivor with 3 or more courage may write their name in the book. Insane survivors with 3 courage must write. We don't have pictographs. I don't think we can do anything here. Let's move on through. So that was our random event. We get another antelope event. I guess we'll just stick to leading with Dryleaf until a hunt event needs a hunt revealer, an event revealer, so let's just stick with that, and we get the dead antelope. Oh. The survivors are struck by the scent of rotting meat wafting from a hulking corpse ahead. The event revealer may lead the survivors to investigate. If they do, gain 1 random vermin resource, 2 random screaming antelope resources, and roll 1d10. On a 7+, the survivors are startled by the arrival of the antelope's killer, a white lion. Ooh. So we'd end the hunt, and we'd have to take on it'd have to be a level 3 white lion because that's the highest available. I know the legendary monsters technically count, but well, no one's wearing the white lion mask today, so that wouldn't be a possibility. Shall we roll? Yeah, let's roll. All right, Dryleaf, let's do this. What do we need? Not a 7+, thank you. Well, that's an 8. Guys, we're not hunting the screaming antelope anymore. In fact, we're not hunting anything. Our survivors have been hunted, and we're up against the level 3 white lion. Okay. Well, I guess we don't have to travel through all of that to get over there. We'll just start this one now, and let's hope we can prove ourselves a little bit better off than our last encounter with this guy. All right, let's do this. And here we have our setup for this surprise level 3 white lion. So we've drawn our terrain cards, we pulled some debris down the bottom here, and we pulled a giant stone face, which Ceres is currently standing on. And of course, which is a standard for our white lion encounters, we have some long grass as well. Now you can also see a couple of other Arcanthus plants floating around. They are thanks to Ceres' it's the screaming braces that allow us to do that, to plop down a couple of Arcanthus plants if they're available. But yeah, nothing else too much. I've positioned our guys in what would probably be our standard by now, and I think they're ready to get into it. Now, as you all know, our white lion comes with a few trait cards floating around. This is a standard one for him. The cunning trait. At the start of each monster's turn, the monster extends its claws. If there are any adjacent survivors, target one at random and full move the white lion directly away from all threats. Target suffers a grab, which basically knocks them down and you cause 1 damage per monster level. Now the cool thing about this is it has a break in the flow in between the targeting and the actual doing anything part, which means our survivors have a chance to react. Next up, our lion has the Merciless trait. Archive Beast's Paw, Strange Hand, and Stranging Neck from the Monster Hit Location deck. Here they are. They're all of our awesome persistent injuries. Gone. No chance there. We now always treat all survivors as threats despite any effects that say otherwise, and we double all damage inflicted by grab. Oh, it's so brutal. Finally, the monster has the Indomitable trait, which makes it pretty much impossible for us to keep this guy knocked down. If we do knock him down, he's just gonna stand right back up. Topping it all off, our monster has a couple of tokens. We've got the standard +2 damage tokens, +2 speed, so they are just going to make his hits hit more often and do more damage when they do. Even worse though, he gains +2 points of accuracy, which means he doesn't have to roll as well for us to get hit, kind of negating completely the tall grass hanging around. And last but not least, he has a +1 luck token, which negates any luck that we might have, and in some cases will prevent us completely from being able to make a critical wound. All that being said though, we are into the first turn, and the white lion starts off. We draw his AI card, and what do we get? A mood. When a survivor moves into a space within the zone of death, they stop their movement. They gain the priority target token. We discard alert and perform a basic action. So the zone of death goes 4 spaces down and 4 spaces out. Whoa! Alright, so that doesn't mean anything for us just yet. But it is a pretty interesting card to pull because, well, we don't really want to rush in for the attack here, do we? Okay, let's take this as an opportunity to pick up a couple of bits and pieces floating around the battlefield. We'll start off with Eva over here, who's going to attempt to harvest. No, actually, let's not do that. We have plenty of fresh Arcanthus still at home, and if we roll a 1 to a 2, we suffer arm damage, and I don't really want to risk that. So, let's just for the moment head over to Ceres and attack with the bow. Sound like a plan? Sounds like a plan. Now we'll begin firing off our clawhead arrow. This just takes one of our activations, and we're going to need to roll a 4+. Lovely. The arrow usually hits on a 6+, but thanks to our higher ground standing on top of the giant stone face, it drops to a 4, and then our +1 accuracy token kicks in, but is quickly negated by -1 accuracy as a base value. So, 1 dice, 4+. And that is a 7 back there. Beautiful. So with that hit, we land a -1 evasion token here, making it a little bit easier for our other survivors to make their hits work. Now we won't end there, because we've got to draw a hit location. What do we got? The scapular deltoid. Now this has a failure on it. I don't think we'll fail. Famous last words there. Cool. So a total of 13 strength. This guy has 14 toughness, so as long as we don't roll a 1, we are good. Oh yeah. Alright, so we make the wound there. We'll discard that one and drop out one of our AI cards. Now, we may as well spend a point of survival to gain our, which one will we need? Our activation back, because we're going to fire off with our arc bow as well. Alright, so now we're firing the arc bow. It's going to be a 3+ thanks to our newly acquired -1 evasion token. And just as well, we needed that. We'll draw our hit location, and we're going for the beast's tail. Now this has a reflex on it, which is going to move this lion into attack position here. This is kind of what we were after. Now the arc bow has 9 strength on it, so again, we just don't want to roll a 1. Hey, that's a 2, and we will take it. So, firstly, we'll discard an AI card, and then we'll resolve this reflex. Full move the monster forward in a straight line. Cancel all hits now out of range. Any survivors passed over suffer grab. Cool. Well, it's not going to move him in range. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many points of movement does he have? 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He's going to hit the board's edge right down there. Now this is weirdly going to position the lion so that all of our survivors are in the alert mood area of death thing. So I'm not sure what to do here. Our survivors didn't move. So who gets attacked? Does anyone get attacked? I don't know. I may have to consult the internet. Thank you, BGG. What a beautiful community full of gems like White Lion, T-Rex mode, KG, well done. So as long as our survivors don't move, they're not considered to being moved, and so he doesn't attack them. Now this is not any help for us because, well, we have survivors that need to move to be able to hit him. So I guess we can now choose who's going to get hit. Well, I think a good start, we may as well chuck, who is it? Dis? Yeah, let's move him and we'll stop his move right there. We will now discard the alert card, farewell friend, because the white lion is basically, well, he's going to use his basic action to attack him. Woohoo! So he moves in, it's going to be something like that. Yeah, that will do. And he's going to attack. This is going to be a 4 speed, 5+, thanks to his natural 2 evasion and a +1 evasion token. All right, 4 dice, 5+. Not bad, not bad. 2 out of the 4 hit. So let's lose those ones. And let's find out just where they're hitting. 1 to the head and 1 to the chest. Now this is going to cause 3 damage to each location. It's not the worst, but, well, he hasn't actually had a proper attack yet, so yeah, we'll see how we go. All right, well, the good news is that has removed our alert mood card, so I guess we can get back into our attacking. Almost forgot here. Thanks to the Phoenix plaque art, we're going to convert one of those hits to brain damage instead. Just 1 point of brain damage. And I think it'll be only fair if we take the body shot and ignore the head wound. Groovy. All right. Let's get in there with Dryleaf. We may as well. 1, 2, 3. He's going to jump into that blind spot there, unsheath his Zanbato, and hit hard, I hope. Now, we're not going to use his Berserker fighting art just yet. We're going to wait till we're dropped down a little bit on survival here, but we will take a swing. Now, because I remembered we do have the death dice, and we are going to use this for an attack roll. So we're going to be rolling 2 dice here, hitting on 3s. Well done, world. All right, let's do this. 2 hits. All right, let's draw our hit location cards and hope for the best here. Number 1, the soft belly. A debilitating blow to the soft belly. No reflexes and nothing like that. It's a good start. And the glorious mane, which is an impervious location. That's a shame. So this won't be able to be wounded, and we're not going to be able to get a critical wound on this one, thanks to his luck. So I'm just going to go ahead and discard that without rolling, but we will roll to wound on the soft belly here. 12 strength in total against 14 toughness. 2+. Yeah, all right. So that 7 nets us 2 wounds here. And you know what? We are going to surge to do that again. Just 1 dice this time. We can't use the death dice twice. We roll again. 3s. Yes, perfect hit. Combo Master goes off when we get a second roll here. Alright, well that's a fail. But still, 1 hit. Brilliant. We draw our hit location card, and what do we got? The Beast's Heel. You clip the tensed muscles of the heel. Again, no reflexes here. And a 2+ to wound, come on. Yes. A 5 is good. That's another 2 AI cards out of the pile. Next, we'll get Eva in there, and she's just going to move those 2 spaces forward using her activation on the blood paint, activating both the cat fang knife and the scrap sword. We'll begin with that cat fang knife. This one combos very nicely with the white lion armor, gaining us a +1 speed to this particular attack. So this is going to be 4 dice, 4+. Cool. Okay, just the 2 hits there. We've got a 1 down here and a 3 out of sight, it looked like. But we have these 2 7s floating around. So 2 hits. Let's find out where. The beast's tricep and the beast's knee. So we've got no failures, no reflexes on the knee. We've got a failure on the tricep. Let's hit that knee first and we'll see how we go from there. Now we've got a ton of strength going on here. We get +2 thanks to the white lion armor stuff. We've got 2 on the weapon, 2 in tokens, and 8. Whoa, 8 natural strength. That brings us up to 14, and wounding on anything except for 1. There we go. So a 6 is a wound for us, so we'll discard an AI card. Lose that one there as well. And let's go for the triceps. Let's hopefully not fail here. Doing it again. It's a 3. Yeah, beautiful. So that's another wound. All right, we're making our way through the hit location deck, but I feel like that's no excuse to go easy here. We're going to surge and attack. Oh, no, wait. We're not even done here. We've got the scrap sword to go. This is 2 dice, 3+. Oh no! 2 2s, what? That sucks. Okay, so neither of those actually hit. Shall we surge? We better surge, yeah. And do we choose to attack with the cat fang knife or the scrap sword? I'm thinking the cat fang knife. 4 dice is too good. So we're going for 4s here. 1, 2, 3, and we have a 2 floating around down here, so just the 3 hits. So we got number 1, the beast's chest, number 2, the beast's flank, and number 3, the beast's elbow. Now 2 of these have a failure and a move on them. And then we have like a wound reflex here which will attack us. So let's go with something like that. Gonna roll 2s for each of these ones. Let's just get out of here a little bit. There we go. Okay, 2. Let's go. 8. Yes, that'll do. All right, so this is a wound, not a failure. Discard an AI card. There's a song in there somewhere, guys. Next one, 2+. 3. Yes, sir. Not a failure. Discard an AI card. And now we have the Beast's Flank. Now, I actually don't mind if we miss this one. We've done pretty well with our wounds so far, but we still wound him anyway. All right, so we'll discard the AI card here, but then the wound reflex. Cats hate this. The monster is very upset. The attacker gains the priority target token, so it's not actually an attack, but she's gonna get attacked pretty darn soon. All right. Well, I guess that leaves just one more survivor, and that is Dis. Now, I usually go ahead and do heaps of running around so that we can get our charge in with the Phoenix armor, but just looking at it, we don't need extra strength to make this a 2+ attack. So we're gonna go ahead and we might move him a little bit around just in case this white lion wants to run. So we'll move him up around the back here. And we'll get hitting with our Butcher's Cleavers. Now this is going to be 4 dice. 4 dice. 5+. Yeesh. He does have that -1 accuracy. Okay, so let's roll them dice. 1, 2, 3. Cool. 3 hits floating around up there. Let's just find out where. First one, the Beast's ear. Second, Beast's back. Third one, Beast's femur. Now, 1. Top one has a nothing, so we'll take that first. We have a failure, which will run him away, and a failure, which will jump him back. I like all of these. So let's go like that. Oh, my bad. Maybe the charge would have come in handy. We actually only have 10 strength. That's okay though. 4+ will do-ish. All right, let's do this. Oh. All right, there's our first taste of why we should have charged. Next one is a failure. 4+, don't fail. Hey, now we're talking 8+. So no failure there, and we discard an AI card. And the next one here. I don't mind if this one goes off. Let's see. Oh, massive. We get the 10. Unfortunately though, we just don't have any luck boosting qualities that would allow us to take that critical wound. That is such a shame, but it is a wound. So let's be thankful there. Okay. Well, can I say we've done pretty well for the first round through? We move in to the White Lion's activation. Now, first off, we check his cunning trait, and guess what? We have 3 survivors hanging out adjacent, which means one of those guys could get attacked, pulled away, damaged severely. Oh, it's terrible. So, what we're going to do is, in the break of the flow, right here, we are going to dash our survivors away. Now, this is going to cost a point of survival each, but I think it's still a good call. So let's just go bang, bang, and 1, 2. Yeah. Now this will cost a point of survival each, I said that. The reason I moved Eva back, in fact, let's go back even further here, is because she has the priority target token and is super likely to be the target of the next attack. And I wanted, well, to get her basically into some sort of cover here so it's not an automatic hit. All right, let me deal with that survival. All right, and we are good to go. So we're gonna go ahead and draw the White Lion's next AI card. Lick Wounds. I hate this one. If the monster has no wounds in its wounds stack, discard Lick Wounds and draw an AI card. Well, he does. Full move the White Lion directly away from all survivors. Turn to face the closest survivor and heal 1. Then we pop this card back on top of the AI deck. Now, considering we've got our survivors kind of curved around here, we're going to full move this white lion straight out of dodge. So 1, 2, 3. Then he turns to face the closest survivor. You could probably go 4, 5, 6 like that. No, 7, 8. All right, that'll put him out of screen and out of a little trouble. Let me move over. There we go. We turn to face the closest survivor, which happens to be Ceres over there. And then we heal 1, taking one of his discarded AI cards and popping it underneath his current AI deck. To finish this one off, we grab that Lick Wounds card and we pop it straight back on top of the deck, meaning he's going to heal up again and again, unless of course we can wound him. We move back into the survivor's activation and the death dice moves over to Dis. Now let's take a look at what we've got. I kind of wish that it went to Dryleaf or Eva because they are way too far away to make a distance here. Well, so is Dis, let's be real here. So it might be a good call because we're going to want to move him in as far as we can and then bang, roll that death dice and hopefully close in for the attack. But first off, let's go ahead and get Ceres shooting some arrows. We're going to spend a point of survival straight away to get a movement point up, and then we're going to spend her activation to load up that arc bow and take a shot. Ooh, or are we? We could move her in and attack with the Finger of God. Let's do that because we get a couple more opportunities to wound here. So let's go 1, 2, 3. Something like that. Grab our Finger of God. 2 dice, 4+. I like this idea, guys. All right, just 1 hit, but that's better than rolling a 2 with a bow. Where are we hitting? Clever ploy. I was waiting for this trap card to come out. The attacker is caught in the white lion's ruse and is savagely mauled. The attacker is doomed, and we perform the basic action targeting the attacker. It's not the worst thing in the world, but it's still pretty bad. So let's go ahead and go boom, boom. Move him up and let's do some attacking. This is going to be 4 speed, 3+. Ceres actually has plenty of evasion, so 4 dice. Yeah, okay, cool. So 3+. Wow, they're all hits. Oh shit. Okay. We roll 4 location dice, 2 to the chest, 1 to the legs, 1 to the waist. Let's just have a closer look what sort of armor we've got here and what sort of damage we're taking. It is going to be 1, 2, 3 points of damage. Well, let's go ahead and spend a point of survival to dodge just one of these hits. And that's certainly going to have to be one of these chest hits here. Yeah, none of that. So we take 3 damage to each of those locations, leaving us with no armor at the body and legs location and just 1 point left at the waist. Hey everybody, Michael here with the mid-cut little amendment to the thing. Saturday morning, I'm doing my editing, and what do I hear myself say? Oh yeah, let's dodge while we're doomed. Great, what an idiot. Anyway, we're gonna splice in a severe injury roll and just hope it doesn't mess with too much else. So we're rolling on the body. Ceres, what have you got for us? An 8. That's gonna be fine. Ooh, is it? A broken rib. It even hurts to breathe. Suffer -1 permanent speed. This injury is permanent and can be recorded multiple times. Gain 1 bleeding token. Ouch. Alright, so I'll record that on the character sheet. Hopefully it won't have any more impact to this. I don't want to have to refill. Alright, I'll see you on the other side. We go ahead and shuffle up all of those hit location cards. Okay, well, we're still in her turn, and I really don't want to end her activation standing adjacent to the monster here. Remember, she's got a fairly annoying disorder that will knock us down if we're there. So we're going to dash, and we're going to move corner to corner with this guy, so we're technically not adjacent. We will spend another point of survival to surge, and we're going to attack again with the Finger of God's Spear. So 2 dice again, 4+. 1 hit. Going 50% on these guys. What do we got? The Beast's Tail. Now this has a reflex on it. which will full move the monster forward in a straight line. And thank goodness we're not standing in front of him anymore. Cool. What sort of strength have we got? 13 points of strength, which means a 2+ here. Come on, come on. 7 is good. We get the wound, and we've removed that pesky lick wounds card from the top of the AI deck. Lovely. Now, as a reflex, the monster is now going to full move straight ahead. 8 points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right up next to Eva, up here. Let's go ahead and see what that looks like. Yes, there he is. Well, it's certainly not going to be a good one for him because he is in a very good spot here to receive some damage. Let's get this going, huh? Yeah, all right. We're going to move him over just a notch here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we can't dash, can we? Because we dashed out of the way a little earlier. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to get him in the blind spot of our lion there. He's going to be attacking with the dual Butcher's Cleavers. It's going to be 4 dice, 3+, 4 dice, 4+. Let's see what we got. 1, 2, 3. Good work. Combo Master. Yes. So we've got a perfect hit here, which triggers an additional attack roll. Yeah. And you know what? Let's go ahead and spend that death dice for another one. Oh my god, it's another hit. Another perfect hit. Oh my god, is this too many hits, guys? Holy crap. Alright, so out of all of those rolls that we ended up getting, 1 fails to actually make its target. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hit locations. Hectic. Oh, I love these cleavers. Alright, no whammy, Beast's flank. Beast's brow. Fleshy gut, Beast's knee, Beast's femur, this is so good, and the Beast's scapula deltoid. Oh my god. Okay, let me have a look at these. Let's give that priority target token one in there. Let's ditch that fail, that one like that. Alright, I think I have us a good order here. How insane is that attack? I love Combo Master. Oh my god. Okay, so we're going to start off against the Beast's femur. We're going to hack down and hopefully, well, do a fair bit of damage. 4+ we're going to need for each of these guys. 4+. A 9 is definitely a 4+. So that's 1 wound in. Beast's knee, next one. 2, it's going to be a miss, but no failures there. Our next one has a wound reflex on it. Let's see what we can do for it. A 7, that's certainly a wound. So we'll discard the AI card. And then, cats hate this. Gain the priority target token. We've seen this one before. Eva gets out of this one alive. This just causing too much of a kerfuffle back there. Okay, Fleshy Gut, this one has a failure on it. 4+. Oh, big one, and we can't do a critical wound, no. But we do take that wound, it doesn't matter too much. Into the Beast's scapular deltoid, 4+. Another, oh my god, what a waste of Lantern 10s. But far out, he's rolled so many this turn. I'm freaking out, guys. No failure goes off, and we discard another AI card. Our last one here, the Beast's brow. 9, yes. Now this is certainly a wound, so we'll discard that AI card first, and then this happens. Snarling, the monster swats at attacker. They suffer 1 brain damage, and then perform a basic action targeting the attacker. Alright, brain damage first. Down to 8 we go, and then bang, this guy is going to turn around and he's going to take a swing. It's going to be 4 dice, 1, 2, 3, and 4. 3+. Cool. 4 dice, 3+, there is a chance. Okay, 3 of the wounds, or 3 of the hits wound. 3 hit location dice. Head. Oh, shit. Ah, man. Well, let's dodge one of them. That's a good idea. Actually, this kind of works out. So we've dodged this one. Then our Phoenix placard plays in. We are insane. So we may ignore the first hit each round. This is a new hit to us here. So let's ditch that one. And then we're just left with one hit to the head. Deals 3 damage. We've got plenty of armor there. Well played, sir. Well played. Guys, did I just dodge the reaction to my own hit? Oh, what an idiot. It's okay. This doesn't actually affect it too much, but far out. I'm reverting to the old me being terrible at the rules ways. Anyway, this doesn't affect anything too much. As you can see here, at the end of that encounter, we still had 2 points of armor left at the head location for Dis. So that'll knock him down with a heavy wound, but that's it. So sorry. All right, we lose that priority target token because he's hit us. And wow. What a brilliant round. Not gonna lie here, guys. We've only got 3 cards left in the AI deck. We are in with a good shot. Who do we need to hit with? No one, really. Let's get Dryleaf in there. Stuff it. Get him right in there in the blind spot, right down the bottom there. Let's zoom in as well so we can see this close and personal. Oh, they just look so much better painted. Okay, so we grab that Sanbato. 1 dice, 3+. And it is a 4. So we get the wound. Find out where. Come on. The fuzzy groin. Ha! Hitting the monster right in the ding-dong. Let's roll for the wound. What do we need? 2+. Oh, so good. Oh, no! It's a 1! Rubbish. We missed the ding-dong. Okay, so we'll discard that hit location, but we may as well spend a point of survival to surge here. And we go again. 1 dice, 3+, 8. It's a hit. Draw our hit location card. Beast's ribs, it has a wound reflex on there. 2+, 6. We actually make it far out. We discard 2 AI cards from the AI deck. Now what happens here? If the attacker has a 3 or more understanding, the sound of cracking ribs is encouraging, and the survivor gains +1 survival. Beauty. Okay. Eva, let's get in there. Let's finish it. Into the blind spot you go, and we will activate the blood paint. Let's begin with that cat fang knife. 4 dice. We need that. No, let's begin with the scrap sword. 2 dice. 3+. Yes, 2 hits. Does anything cool happen? No combo masters there. But we get 2 hits, which is exactly what we need to end this. We get soft belly. We get the Beast's Heel. 2 are fantastic. No failures, no reflexes, and no nothing. Let's roll back here, and we're rolling for 2s. No, what are we rolling for? 3, 4, 5, 13. Yes, 2s with it. Boom! We discard the final AI card out of the discard pile. 1 more. Oh, where have you gone? Oh my god. It is a 10. We just went 10 crazy there, guys. A debilitating blow to the soft belly absolutely carves this white lion apart. People, that is it. Absolutely smashed him. Oh my goodness. We got in there, and we got in there good. That was a legit white lion, and while we may have rolled super lucky there, I feel like we can handle this now, guys. Level 3 monsters. Yes, we're doing too well. Oh, all right, so we move into the aftermath, and this time we get our full-fledged rewards here. Starting off, we get 4 basic resources. For us today, that is a questionable resource, a monster hide, another monster hide, and a monster organ. Good starts. Next, we move into the white lion resources. We get 8 of these bad boys. The shimmering mane. Oh, I just realized you can't see a thing. Hang on. So shimmering mane. Great cat bones for 2. The white fur for 3. More white fur for 4. White fur. the curious hand. Lion testes, thank goodness, and more white fur, hectic stuff. And to top this all off, we gain another set of elder cat teeth. How cool is that? We could potentially build another dagger. This thing was awesome. Okay, that's it. Let us send our survivors off home and celebrate this amazing victory. Woo! Now, just before we head back properly, I may have gotten a little bit carried away, a little bit excited, and forgot to carry out a lot more of the important things of the Aftermath phase, namely the Hunt XP, which I will do right now, and any weapon proficiencies gained. Now, this is sort of a sad moment. Most of our guys, they just gained their Hunt XP and be done with it. But two of our survivors, Ceres and Eva, have retired. Now, Eva's already retired, of course, but this is a big moment for Ceres. She crosses off the final box of her Hunt XP track, and that is it for her. Now, she'll still be an active member of the settlement. She's got a lot of love to give, especially with that Combo Master fighting art. We might even put that up as our sculpture fighting art. Who knows? But yeah, there's still life there. Now, there's one other thing I forgot. As part of our hunt, we did investigate the dead antelope, right? And for that, we gain a couple of resources. First off, we gain a vermin resource. We get this wonderful nightmare tick, this full-on beetle of grossness. What does it look like? I don't know. It looks like nightmares. We could consume it, archiving it, but we'd roll the dice on a 1 to 3. We die. Specifically, the tick grabs the roof of your mouth and sucks all your blood. On a 4 to 5, nothing happens, and on a 6+, we would gain evasion, which is pretty solid. Complementing our tick, we also gain 2 screaming antelope resources, one of which being a pelt, and the other being a beast steak. Lovely. What else did I forget? Oh yes, we had the scavenging kit, which allows us to draw an additional resource, either a basic resource or a monster resource. And I thought we'd go another monster resource because that's how cool we can be. And so for that one, we're going to go the golden whiskers. And that is so close to being everything. The very last thing that I forgot was our curious hand here. When you gain this, a random survivor gains +1 insanity. We grab our randomizing cards here, and let's figure out who gets that insanity. Bang! It's going to be Dryleaf. Awesome. All right. That, ladies and gentlemen, brings us up to date with the actual hunt. And our survivors return on home, bringing each with them 1 endeavor to spend. We go ahead and update the timeline, and we are now in Lantern Year 25. This is flying along. Now, this is the latest point that we could take on the Watcher. Fortunately for us, we've already dealt with that thing, so we can move ahead unimpeded. First thing, we draw our story event card, and what do we get? Of course it's murder. Oh dear. Alright. We had a good run, guys, until murder happens. Someone in the settlement has been murdered. The survivor with the highest hunt XP is the victim. They are dead. The murderer, the survivor with the highest insanity, was caught in the act and is awaiting punishment. Well, it's either going to be Ceres or Eva that gets murdered here. I don't think anyone else is retired. And wouldn't you bloody know it, Ceres has the marrow hunger, impairment ability, whatever that means, which means she is the murderer. And that leaves only one survivor to be murdered today, and that is Eva. Oh, so brutal. All right, so of course we have the accept darkness principle. So we're going to go ahead and roll the dice and just see what happens here. Boom. It's a 9 all the way over there, which is good. The murderer remains the undisputed boss of the settlement, gains a +3 hunt XP. Each player selects 1 fighting art and 1 disorder. The murderer must take all of them, replacing any existing fighting arts or disorders they have. well, it might be an interesting time to sort of see what she needs, but honestly, I don't see anything changing. We might swap Frenzy back to Timeless Eye for us here. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. Ceres remains retired, and Eva, man, that was a good run, girl. She made 25 years in, and yeah, she was one of our starting survivors. Oh, I'm a little bit sad. What a brilliant survivor, but she certainly carried the team a lot of the days. Ah, that was awesome. Okay, cool. So that's murder out of the way. Damn it. Next up, we have a story event. The Hooded Knight event. Oh no! I forgot about Oren. Alright, the Hooded Knight event. If any survivor has the Twilight Sword, and he does, they duel the knight. So we're going to go ahead and duel here. We've all seen this one in action before. We're going to go ahead and roll 1d10. Oh, crap. I roll a 1. What is his... Oren has 7 points of weapon proficiency, so it brings it up to an 8. Gain 1 level of weapon proficiency, lose all survival, and you cannot gain survival this settlement phase. The knight has unfinished business, which pushes our Hooded Knight event 4 years into the future. That's pretty brutal. That is 1 year before our Gold Smoke Knight encounter. But here is the thing, guys. With that 100 XP, Oren becomes a master of the Twilight Sword. And you know what that means? He's out of here. Any survivor who attains Twilight Sword Mastery leaves the settlement forever in pursuit of a higher purpose. Remove them from the settlement's population. You may place the Master's Twilight Sword in another survivor's gear grid or archive it. Is it worth bringing on another Twilight Sword survivor? Because he has 2 children, number 24 and number 25, who gained his proficiency here. Well, number 24, you're in charge of the Twilight Sword. Whew. And that's it for that one. So let's get this out of here. We update the death count. We didn't have any deaths, but we did have a survivor nick off into the darkness there. Another Twilight Knight out in the crazy Kingdom Death world. We go ahead and move down to the development phase, and here we get to choose how we're going to spend our endeavors and all of our newly gained resources. Look at them. Ah, it's amazing. Leave that with me for a bit. As usual, we'll come back very shortly and hopefully spend a couple of things. See you soon. Alrighty, so we're going to begin with a little bit of survivor development. I believe it was last Lantern year we force-fed one of our survivors, survivor number 25, a couple of sword beetles or something like that. Well, we're going to continue the vermin route here, and we're going to give her one of these nightmare ticks. Now, on consuming here, we're going to roll a d10 and hopefully we can pull off a 6+, because that will give her a +1 to evasion as well. Come on, come on, come on. Yeah. Big numbers there. No bonuses for 10 though, but evasion is certainly good to come by. Alright, now I'd go ahead and call her a fairly well-developed survivor. So we're going to sort of prepare for a later encounter that should be a little bit of fun. And we're going to go ahead and give her the Scholar of Death Secret Fighting Art. Now that'll cost one of our endeavors here, but the reason we're doing this is so that we can, well, get a little bit of a payoff from our Phoenix volumes that we've authored over the years. Just by picking up this Scholar of Death Fighting Art, she's going to gain 2 free rerolls against this thing. So that will come in handy, and I'll tell you what, the Phoenix is probably the most difficult encounter we've come across, and we've not even hit level 3 yet. So every little bit helps. Okay. Next up, a little bit of future-proofing here as well. We're going to spend one of these to grab a Love Juice basic resource. Now, the reason we're doing this is so we can get a free intimacy roll a little bit later on down the track. And the reason we're doing this is, well, we need population because we're going to be killing some of those guys pretty soon. Let's head over to our exhausted Lantern Horde, and I'm hoping this is going to go well because we're going to spend one of these to head off and investigate. We want some cocoon membrane strange resources because later on we're going to want to forge some strong-ass weapons and head over to the oxidation story event so they get even better. Now this requires a lot of good luck on our end, especially a 7 to 8 roll here for the cocoon membranes. Now who do we send over? It's got to be someone with the explore understanding trait, and I believe Ceres is the way to go here. Cool. We're going to add +2 to our roll, which means we don't get any absolute deaths down here, which is exactly what we want. So we're going to roll the dice and hope for a 5 or a 6. We did it. Yes. All right. We've got a 5 here, which bumps us up to 7. We add 2 cocoon membrane strange resources to settlement storage. All right. All right, these are the ones we're after here. And they're not very handy now, but once we head off for the oxidation process, they're going to be extremely useful. So I'll add that to the pile there. And that was a raging success. Hopefully we never have to do that again. Cool. We've got one left, and we may as well cash this in towards some leather because, yeah, we are running a little low on the leather side of things. So we head over to our leather worker, spend that to make some leather, and we're going to turn all of our hide into that good stuff. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 bits of leather out of that. Very, very cool. That bumps us back into the black. There we have 11 pieces now. Lovely. We may as well spend a few of them. We're not going big time, but we are going to spend a few. Now it'll cost 5 of the leather that we've just gained there, but we're going to build the Lantern Curious. So 5 leather and 2 iron that we have floating around in settlement storage. We have so much iron, guys. And that gives us that one. But we're also going to cash in a few more and get, let's see, the Lantern Mail. So that's going to cost us a couple of organs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Perfect. Here they are there. So we're cashing those guys in. And let's see, another 1 iron. So we can get this guy. Awesome. So the Lantern Mail here is our sort of waist piece. Nothing special going on there. It does give us a right-facing green affinity and 5 armor, which is fairly cool. And then we have this, the Lantern Curious. We drop our movement by 2. Ouch. But if we manage to connect all these affinities, which will be tricky, we gain 3 armor to all hit locations on departing, as long as they've got the metal keyword, which is actually going to be all of the Lantern armor. So we are 1 piece away from getting a full set of this stuff. We just don't have enough bone to pull it off straight away. One more purchase. Just doing a little bit of research, the Lantern armor cries out for a club weapon or something like that. So we're going to go ahead and build the Skull Cap Hammer. This is going to cost us 2 bone and 1 scrap, which we have in storage, and we grab this guy here, the Skull Cap Hammer. 2 speeds, 7+ hits, and that'll be way better than that once we combine it with the Lantern armor. 3 strength. On a perfect hit, the monster is dazed and gains a -1 speed token until the end of its turn. Wicked. All right, I'm gonna get rid of that scrap, and we are about done. And with that, we finish off our development stage and move into the prepared departing survivors stage. We're gonna head off to face the level 3 screaming antelope. Let's just hope no pesky white lions ruin our hunt again. Oh, all right, I'll see you for the next one, guys. Crap, I just realized Eva died, so we have another endeavor to play around with. What do we do? Had I known better, I might have combined this with another one to do something else. Let's just go ahead and spend it over at the sculpture. We're going to create an inspirational statue. Now, I'm taking a little bit of a risk here, but I think we're going to throw in Timeless Eye. Ceres just gained this as a part of her, becoming the leader again. The reason I want to gain it is because I have 2 survivors that are sitting with Combo Master and only 2 fighting arts. If we gave the Timeless Eye fighting art to each of these, we would increase their chances of proccing that from 1 out of 10
to 2 out of 10. 20% of the time they'll be adding an additional hit. Oh, it'd be awesome. I don't know if it's the smartest move, but it's the one that I will be locking in. So we're going to spend that here at the sculpture, and we're going to create a monument to the timeless eye fighting art. Feel free to rage in the comments about my terrible choice here. All right, now let's go hunt the screaming antelope. Whew. See you next time.
See, it wasn't bad, right? Like, it wasn't annoying bad. It was kind of funny bad, I think. Anyway, I just chopped it together. So what did happen through this? Yes, we went off to fight a screaming antelope. No, we did not end up fighting a screaming antelope, right? It was the white lion rearing his ugly head. And I'll tell you what, it was kind of nice to take him on in a state where we were not clinging for life at the beginning of the showdown. It gave us a bit more freedom tactically, and just anyway, it came out very nicely. Now we do farewell one of my favorites. I think I've been on the record the entire way through here. Eva is by far one of my favorite survivors and has been throughout this entire thing. So farewell, Eva. I'm sure we'll see you in statue form soon. Yeah, she'll be one of the miniatures at the show. Now, this settlement phase was all about preparations for the future. We needed that love juice so we could take an easy roll on the intimacy table. We need that population because honestly, that thing is going to take a hit as soon as we forge the perfect slayer. We have to immediately lose 1d10 population, and what if we roll a 10 there? Seriously, I'm going to wait pretty much as long as I can to forge that thing. And just hope we roll low. I don't know. It was also about getting that Scholar of Death fighting art prepped, because honestly, I do really want to show off a level 3 Phoenix fight, and it's going to be a blast, but I want to give us every chance to make it through alive, right? So we need to start building survivors with those rerolls so we can go, we rolled poorly, then we can actually get out of things alive, and that's really about mitigating the rubbish rolls in that. So I think we're moving ahead nicely. This next episode will be fingers crossed, a screaming antelope encounter. We need some black lichen so that we can start converting some of these really powerful weapons into really powerful weapons, but more on that in the future. Right now, I'm just happy to be here, and we're continuing through our campaign very nicely indeed. So that's probably it for today, guys. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Thank you very much for watching and sticking through that a couple of major rules goofs there, but all in all, it wasn't anything too serious. Cool. If you got anything to say, make sure you chuck it down in the comments below. Love hearing from you, and make sure you like and subscribe. Do all those amazing things you guys can do out there. Yeah, we're about done. So as always, guys, my name's Michael. This is Bits Aboard. We'll catch you next time.